Hey everybody, it's time for the Q&A episode! Woo! Sorry it took me so long. Real life kind of, ate me alive. But what can you do? Other than to keep moving forward. So, saying that, I will get right to our first question. So our first question comes from an anonymous person on Tumblr, so sorry I can't link you. But their question is, what is your opinion on the relationships within the Avengers main team, romantic and or platonic? Now, this is a hard one to answer just because, I can sit and watch all of the tabloids and, fake news outlets and stuff, speculating over these various relationships interdynamically through the team, but I don't know them. The only one who I could probably speculate on is between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, only because there's got to be some sort of weird, dynamic there, because Steve Rogers knew Tony Stark's dad, and, the common wisdom is that Tony Stark's dad wasn't very attentive to Tony. So Howard and Steve, as far as I'm aware, were kind of friends. At least they worked together in World War II. And then Howard spent the rest of his life looking for Steve in the ice. Never managed to find him, but clearly people found him eventually. So that's gotta be a little weird for Tony, and probably for Steve, to see this grown man being the son of, his friend from, back in World War II. That's the only weird one. Next question. From Hey Summerboy. So go to heysummerboy.tumblr.com to check him out. His question is, I read some things about the crazy dude with the metal arm, but he vanished completely after the Trixillian situation. Whoops. Do you think people should be worried about it? After all, we just found out that S.H.I.E.L.D. was rotten with Nazi ideology from the beginning, even if the founders didn't support those theories. In his country, France, many people debate about if Hydra also infiltrated French institutions, and there is some paranoia around here. It's crazy. Crazy metal arm dude. Well, I was in DC for that, so that was kind of scary. There have been rumors, around the internet about this Winter Soldier guy. If you look up some of the crazier conspiracy theories, he's been around since, the 1950s. Possibly the same guy. So I'm not surprised that he can disappear on whim. Am I worried about it? No. Obviously he's a dangerous man, but he's off the radar for now, so I can't be bothered to worry about it so much, I guess, until I know more. Because from what I understand of the situation, he was sent to kill Captain America, and Captain America is clearly still kicking. In terms of Nazis infiltrating various government agencies, that I am concerned about. Because it went for, 70 years and we didn't know about it? This is why we need to have transparent governments, you know what I mean? Hopefully you can investigate and see whether Hydra is in your institutions. You gotta be prepared for that. Just don't take any shit. So the next question is from Jen W. Walters on Tumblr. And her question is, so you know how the comic books, there's this whole secret identity thing. Do you think this would have been a viable option for these real-life superheroes, or do you think that the cat would have been let out of the bag pretty quickly? I think the only one it would be viable for is probably Iron Man, but he clearly didn't want to go that way. But he's rich enough, and Iron Man is a complete full mask, so secret identity could have been easy for him had he chosen it. And like I said, he's rich enough that he could fly in and out of his tower, and be pretty much unseen, or at least people could probably think that he was an employee of Tony Stark and not Tony Stark himself, because who would have guessed that? I wouldn't have. But nobody else, I just think in this era of cell phone technology and, YouTube videos and stuff, there really isn't any way for secret identities to stay secret for long. Steve Rogers got out quickly. Now, I didn't believe it, but there it is. It was out pretty quickly. The only one I think we had an issue finding out about was the Black Widow, and that one's out now too. But she was a super secret spy, so I'm not surprised that we didn't know her identity right that quickly. But everyone else, this is an era of immediate knowledge and crowdsourcing information. So secret identities I just don't think are that viable now. It's good for Bruce Wayne, I guess, but not for real life. Oh well. And then my last question from Anon, where have you been? Okay, so this past month has been kind of crazy for me. My baby sister graduated high school, my stepbrother graduated college, my best friend graduated college. My job just started up again after a couple months hiatus. And a movie I worked on a couple years ago just premiered. So if you're interested in a ping pong version of Karate Kid with Susan Sarandon as Mr. Miyagi, check out the movie Ping Pong Summer. It's on demand on iTunes, on Amazon, and it's in select theaters around the country. It's really good. It's got Susan Sarandon, Leah Thompson, Amy Sedaris, that kind of, Judah Friedlander, yeah. And my name's in the credits, so there you go. Check it out. I'll put the link down in the bottom of this thing. So I think in terms of this video series, I'm pushing down my schedule to twice a month now instead of once a week, because I can't do once a week anymore. My job just is making it too impossible for me to do that. So I will see you on July 1st, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm sorry about the delay. Have a good couple weeks.
Who will campaign door to door?